A few years ago, there was a massive drama in football across Europe as the European Super League was tried to be created, and it's still rumbling on now. So I thought, what would happen if we made a Super League of our own? What would happen if the top 20 teams across Europe all joined together in the English Premier League? Who would win? Who would come on top? Who would get relegated into the Championship? So I thought, let's make it happen. And so today we're going to go and have a look at just that. So get ready for the European Super League. So here we go. We made the European Super League, and as you can see, every single team in this league is the top 20 teams across Europe. And at the end of season 1, Bayern Munich came out on top. So we had Bayern Munich, then Liverpool, Man City and Real Madrid in the top 4 spots, with AC Milan, Chelsea and Tottenham coming in the rest of the European spots. With Man U, they must have won something that season, and so managed to get in the Champions League, maybe the FA Cup, I'm guessing. This means that next season there's going to be some massive teams missing out on the Champions League. PSG, Atletico, Barcelona, Juventus, Arsenal, Inter, Roma, Napoli. These are all teams that should be in the Champions League, and they've just lost out. They've gone. They've missed it. They're not going to get in the Champions League spots, which I think is going to be so interesting to see. How's it going to affect their finances? How's it going to affect, the ones that get relegated? Are they going to be able to come back up? Next season we're going to see Dortmund in the Championship. What on earth is going to happen there? I've also swapped a whole lot of teams around, so we've replaced them with these teams. So if we go over, look, for example, the Bundesliga. So Wolves have got Champions League football. Wolves are coming 4th, and we've got Everton in 10th. So Everton have missed out on Champions League football. They've come mid-table, pretty much standard for them, really. Maybe a bit better than normal in the Premier League. So we've got a few teams over there. Then we go over in France. We've got PSG in the Premier League, so we should have a couple of teams in Ligue 1. So if we go over there, we've got Leeds. Leeds have finished 5th, but they've missed out on European spots. Unbelievable. I think it's just Leeds that have come into this one. Yeah, it's just Leeds there. Let's go have a look at La Liga. We should have a few teams in there too. So we've got West Ham and Villa have both got Europa League. So West Ham come 3rd. Villa have come 4th, with Real Sociedad finally bagging the title. Anyone else we've got? Leicester and Newcastle have not done very well. 9th and 10th. That surprises me, that. I thought they'd have done better than that in the Spanish league, but 9th and 10th there for them. Well, I guess there is one more game to go, but it's all pretty much sorted, isn't it now? And I think that's all of them for there. Then we've got a few more in the Portuguese league, which is, what's the Portuguese league called? Liga Portugal, there you go. So if we go over, look at this one. Again, we've got to the playoffs, so we've had Porto have won it, obviously without, somehow Porto have managed to stay in it and also be in the Premier League. Don't know how that's happened, but anyway. Porto have won it without Benfica. Bournemouth have come 3rd, so they're in the Champions League next season. Nottingham Forest in the Europa League. Have we got any others in here? I don't think so. If we go over, look back at the Premier League, then we should go see Serie A, that's it. Juventus have come across, Inter Milan. Fulham are in the Champions League, they come 2nd. Crystal Palace in 4th, Brentford in 6th. Southampton in 12th, Brighton in 14th. Okay, so that again spread out in there. Mitrovic having a great season in Serie A, top scorer. So that is the first season. Now, I'm really interested to see what the Champions League is going to look like next season. So we're going to skip on to season 2, see how the Premier League looks, see who wins it, but also we're going to have a look at the Champions League next season and see how that's done. This season, if we go over a look at who won it, it's all a pretty normal Champions League in the first season. All the same kind of teams are in. It's Inter v Man City in the final. So yeah, pretty standard, not too interesting. Let's go have a look at season 2 and see who wins next season. Just what it looks like, the group stage, all the random teams that are going to be in it. I cannot wait. So here we are, end of season 2. Let's go start with the Premier League and see how we have done. And we'll also skip down to the Championship and see how they've been promoted again. So Liverpool have taken the title back off Bayern Munich, have come 2nd. City ended up in 3rd. Inter Milan doing very well, coming 4th. Very nice result for them. Real Madrid, Barcelona and Chelsea, Juventus, Atletico Madrid. Okay, so a lot of big teams up there still, as you'd expect. I mean, they're all big teams, aren't they? With Burnley, Norwich and West Brom gave it their all. Burnley was so close, 2 points off staying up, but sadly all getting relegated straight back down to the Championship, which I think is where we're going to go next. I want to go and see, have they all been promoted again? So let's skip down to the Championship, and all Dortmund have got through the playoffs, so that means league table, Sevilla and Porto with Dortmund in the playoffs. Yeah, so all our relegated teams are coming straight back up into the Premier League again, as it was. Happy days, all back together again and having a good old ding-dong in the Premier League. Sadly for these guys, they've got to wait another season to see if they can get themselves up into the Premier League and fight the big boys. But yeah, that was the Premier League. Now, let's go have a look at the Champions League. This is where it gets really interesting. What did the Champions League look like this year? First of all, who won it? So, the final, Real Madrid have beaten Man U in the final. So, Man U, even though they only just managed to make it into, stay in the Premier League, they were right in the bottom half of the table, but they have got to the final of the Champions League, but Real Madrid did beat them. If we go over a look at stages, let's go have a look at the season just gone and the group stage. So all groups. So we had Liverpool, Wolfsburg, Bilbao, Atlanta, Braga, West Ham, Salzburg, Nice, Bayern Munich, Leverkusen, Midtjylland, Anderlecht, City, Celtic, Shakhtar and Bournemouth, Ajax, Leipzig, Villa and Club Brugge, Real Madrid, Wolves, Monaco, Fiorentina, Man U, Sporting, Fulham, Partizan, Sociedad, Dinamo, Young Boys and Crystal Palace. What a ridiculous Champions League that is. Absolutely crazy. So if we go have a look at the round of 16, all the away teams did very well in the second leg, with Wolfsburg the only home team in that leg going through. But yeah, you'd expect all those to be going through. It's a pretty easy run really in the end, isn't it? Quarterfinals, Man U beating Sociedad on penalties, Real Madrid beating Bayern Munich, Liverpool beating City and Ajax beating Wolfsburg. On to the semis, Real Madrid and Man U both getting through against Liverpool and Ajax. Wow, okay. Lots of stuff going on there. Let's go have a look around the leagues. We'll start with Serie A. How are we doing over there? Have our British teams come on? So Brighton, we kind of dropped down a little bit. Brighton, Palace and Fulham all there just on the edge of the European spots. Brentford, Southampton getting close to the relegation zone there. So not having a great time of it. Let's go have a look at the Bundesliga. See how we've done in that one. We'll just skip to the league table. Wolves came second behind Leipzig. So Wolves did really well again. And then Everton again, 12th mid-table, nothing too amazing. Let's go have a look at Liga, see how we've done over there. So Monaco have won it, so the holders there were Monaco, and Leeds coming 5th. Europa League, pretty standard, nothing fantastic. And then finally Portugal, Liga Portugal B win, that's the one we want. So Porto, Sporting, Braga, Bournemouth coming in 4th, Forest in 6th. Again, pretty standard, nothing too amazing there. So I think we're going to go skip forward a whole bunch of seasons now and see just how it's happened over, 7, 8, maybe. I think we'll try and get 9 seasons in just before the 10 season mark. Should be interesting. So if we skip forward through those seasons and we'll see how we've done over a bit of an extended period of time. So here we are. We're going to go have a look at the Premier League over the last 9 seasons to start us off and see how we have done. So Premier League, the current holders are City, PSG, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Inter, Man U, all pretty normal, standard stuff. The interesting bit for me though, Sevilla, Middlesbrough and Watford have been relegated. Despite Porto having a 9-point deduction, they've actually managed to rescue themselves and stay in the league, which is huge. But that means one of our teams must have been relegated before and then stayed in the Championship. So let's go back to the start and see. We saw the first and we saw the second season. Real Madrid then won it in the third season. Very nice. Roma, Napoli and Sevilla getting relegated. Next season, Bayern Munich retained it. They managed to win it again. Again, all pretty standard at the top. The newly promoted teams getting relegated. Sheffield United, Burnley, West Brom straight back down again. Nothing really close. The West Brom had a really poor season. Then the next season, Sevilla, Napoli and Watford. Okay. So this is where it starts getting interesting. Roma, Napoli and Sevilla got relegated, but then only Sevilla and Napoli got back up. Watford must have beaten Roma. Let's go have a look at the Championship for this season. 25-26 we need. Let's go see 25-26. Yeah, there you go. So Sevilla and Napoli got promoted, but Roma actually lost to Watford in the playoffs. So Roma had a second season in the Championship, which is brutal for the finances. Yeah, they get parachute payments, but it's not the same as being in the league. They did manage to get promoted the next season, along with Middlesbrough and Norwich. So they were then back up. So let's go see then up to 26-27 in the Premier League. How do we do there? So then Sevilla, Napoli and Watford got relegated. Benfica, Middlesbrough. Okay, so it does get a little bit out of sync there, which is interesting. But it's always the same kind of teams. There's nothing, no big English teams get relegated. It's a bit of a disappointment really. I wanted to see someone dropping down. Sevilla, Middlesbrough and Watford there going down in the final season. So I think sadly I was kind of hoping we'd see one of these big teams getting stuck in the Championship, but sadly it doesn't seem to be that it's happened. Benfica are now stuck there for another season. I think you've got Napoli have just been promoted again. And yeah, all these other ones should be there, shouldn't they? There's nothing too dramatic going on, which is a little bit of a shame. We wanted a bit of drama. Benfica have been there for... Benfica actually have been there for a few seasons. So they got relegated this season. Then they came 4th and obviously lost in the playoffs. They came 3rd but lost in the playoffs. 4th and lost in the playoffs. So they're about to enter their 4th season in the Championship. So that is a team that is struggling, to be fair. If we go have a look at their transfer history and see how that's looking. They have to be making signs, selling a lot of players though. They're making a few signings still, so they still do have some money hanging around. But, oh, look at that. I mean, 276 million of players out. That is massive. That's a massive lot of players leaving. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see maybe if we can keep going. Do let me know in the comments if you want this experiment to continue. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the video, comment down below what you want to see, how many seasons you want to see, and we'll keep this video going. I've got the save file loaded up, so I can keep the save going if you want to see more. Let's go have a look around the grounds and see how we've done in European competitions. So the Bundesliga, go have a look there, and oh, they've dropped down. Everton and Wolves are both a bit mid-table now. Okay, so they're not doing very well over there. Go have a look at Ligue 1 and see how we're doing in there. We just had one team in here, I think, if I remember right. Leeds still fourth. Classic Leeds, holding on to that fourth spot. Is where they've been the whole time, pretty much. Go have a look and see how they've done previous seasons in the league table. So Leeds were 5th, 6th, 5th. Oh, where were they? Oh, 11th that season. So they dropped down, but then back to 5th, back to 4th, back to 6th, back to 4th. Just that one season down 11th. They had a really bad season that season. Apart from that, always been that 4th and 5th position. Always pretty standard stuff. If we go have a look in the Liga Portugal, how have we done there? Let's go view the stages properly. And we've got a couple of teams in here. So we've got Bournemouth, Forest, again, top end of the table, I guess. Nothing too dramatic going on. No wins. Porto have been dominating. Though really, I don't understand how they've managed to stay in there. I really don't get that one. But yeah, Porto obviously dominating without Benfica in the league. And Bournemouth and Forest just kind of hanging around in the mid-table. So there you go. I think final one is Serie A. Let's go over it there before we wrap things up. Oh, Sassuolo have won the league. Fair play to them. Did not expect to see them up. So again, we've got a few teams here. Oh, I saw Brighton won the league then. Where was that? There you go. Brighton winning the league. Very nice. Well done to Brighton winning Serie A. Next team dropping down to 10th though. That was a really poor season. Fulham jumping up to 3rd. No one getting relegated from England. Fulham there. Southampton, Brentford, Brighton. Yeah, again, nothing major. So there you go. Let's go finish off. Look at the Premier League. And just imagine, guys, imagine what this would be like. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the Premier League, but imagine seeing these playing each other week in, week out. What a tournament that would be. What a season that would be. I disagree with the European Super League with the idea of, like, not the relegation and stuff, and I think there needs to be a way of doing it, but I'd love to see this. Absolutely love it. Anyway, final thing. Oh, we've not looked at the Champions League. Hold fire. Let's go look at the Champions League and see how we've done there. And then we can wrap this up. So, Champions League. We want to see the stages. Now, if we go have a look at the league phase as it is now known. So again, we've got loads of random teams going on. Again, all your standard ones that you'd expect, all from England nowadays, really. Qualifying. I love seeing all the different teams that actually get to go in the Champions League now, though. And if we go have a look at the past winners, oh wow, Bayern Munich have dominated the last 4 years. So we had City, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Real Madrid, PSG, and then Bayern Munich gone bang, 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 one after the other. Starting in the home ground in Munich, in Germany, and then just 1, 2, 3, 4. Good for them. So there you go. That is the European Super League. If it was to happen in the Premier League, I'd love it to happen. It obviously won't happen quite like this, but you know what? I think it'd be really, really cool. So let me know in the comments if you want to keep this experiment going, how many seasons you want to see, what you want to see, and I'll get it sorted for you. If you like the video, comment and subscribe. So thank you very much. I'll see you soon.